A very good afternoon to you. This is the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Olusegun Fawole. President Bola Tinubu has rejected the growing reliance on private military and security contractors in conflict zones in Africa, warning that their involvement undermines sovereignty and complicates counter-terrorism operations across the continent. Speaking during the first plenary session on peace, security and governance and multilateralism at the 7th African Union-European Union Summit in Luanda, Angola, Tinubu said peace efforts must be led and owned by African governments rather than outsourced to private actors with opaque mandates. President Tinubu, who was represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, argued that Africa's security challenges, from terrorism to transnational organized crime, require coordinated state-driven responses, not parallel forces that weaken command structures. Similarly, Tinubu intensified Nigeria's bid to secure permanent seats with a veto-wielding authority in the United Nations Security Council for Africa. The Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, has disclosed that security agencies are fully aware of the identities and locations of the bandit groups responsible for recent mass abduction, including the attack on St. Mary's Catholic School, Papiri in Niger State. Onanuga made the disclosure during a televised interview, stressing that the government cannot simply launch airstrikes on the identified enclaves. According to him, although security operatives have the necessary intelligence, their operations are often constrained by the risk of collateral damage to civilians being held by the bandit. He added that the uncertainty persists about the exact number of recently abducted students because neither the school nor the Niger State chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria has provided complete records. Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has presented a budget proposal totaling 891,985,074,480 naira 79 kobo for the 2026 fiscal year before the House of Assembly for approval. While addressing members of the State House of Assembly and residents of the state, Governor Makinde tagged the fiscal proposal as the budget of economic expansion, adding that the budget is aimed at building on the 2025 budget. Our correspondent, Grace Aino, has more details.
Governor Seyi Makinde, while presenting the 2026 appropriation bill before members of the State House of Assembly, tagged the budget of economic expansion.
We stand at the threshold of a new chapter. The 2026 budget of economic expansion, totaling 891 billion 985,074,480 naira 79 kobo, builds on the foundation of stability to drive productivity and inclusive growth.
He noted that several flagship projects such as the Oluyole Free Trade Zone, special agricultural zones, dry ports and logistics ports, the upgrading of Ladoke Akintola Airport, and the 110-kilometer Rashidi Ladoja Circular Road and corridor linking key transports and commercial hubs will help position Oyo State as a self-sufficient state.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this is another milestone budget. We are hedging closer to the ideal of 60-40 ratio between capital and recurrent expenditure.
He further added that Oyo State will mark its 50th anniversary in February 2026 with the theme Renewal, a celebration of where we have come from and where we are going, adding that the state's greatest asset is its people and their creativity. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Debo Ogundoyin, promised speedy passage of the bill.
We continue to work collaboratively with the executive and other arms of government to implement policies and programs that uplift our people and transform our state. While thanking my esteemed colleagues for their unwavering commitments to legislative excellence and public service, we want to assure that this Honourable House will give the budget the legislative attention it deserves.
A breakdown of the budget proposal shows that infrastructure had the highest allocation with 23.5%, followed by education with 17.4%, health as 7.9%, and agriculture with 2.2% of the budget. I know Grace, Dominion News.
As Nigeria continues to experience incessant terrorism coupled with long-time suffering, it is imperative that the nation work together in unity and prayers, as opposed to the individual prayers done in the past. This admonition was done at a press conference in Ibadan on the 24th of November 2025. Our correspondent, Sheifumi Akinsanya, has the report.
Nigeria has been said to be faced with ancestral, monarchical and general problems, birthed from bloodshed, stressing the need for a collective national prayer by all religious bodies to put an end to the incessant suffering in the country. This was stated by the General Overseer of Jerusalem Ministry of God Worldwide, Apostle John Crownfaith Anifowoshe, in a national press conference held in Ibadan, saying that the causes and solutions to Nigeria problems were revealed to him by God since 2019, but all effort to effect the prophecy proved abortive.
This national press conference is all about revealing to all the source of Nigerian problem and to give all the solution that God have revealed since 2019. The source of the problem facing Nigeria is as a result of past ancestral, political and monarchical leaders, causes of bloodshed, and that is why the land has been ridden with bloodshed. And the law says that before any government of the either presidency or governor or of governorship can really have the effect upon the populace, there must be the breaking of every past causes. God have repeated this in 2019, and we have made several efforts. We met with the 5 presidents in 2021. We met with the Olubadan of Ibadan. We met with Oni of Ife to be able to enforce that there must be a national prayer to bring about the causes, the breaking of these causes and all that. So if we are able to organize and break this causes, the law says that the salvation is going to be brought into the country and all that.
He stated that in contrast to past years, the Oyo State government has given its approval to the exercise, pointing out plans and actions in motion to see that other states of the Federation observed the prayer exercise at the scheduled date of January 12th to 17th, 2026. He emphasized the involvement of the Islamic religion worshippers, as it must be done collectively by all religious bodies.
Recently, Oyo State government have, been conforming to our request. You understand? We have met with the leadership of Oyo State government, precisely the director of Return Faith and all that. And we have written a letter, and they have asked that what should be done in order to bring about the salvation. And as God will have it, we are in talk, to organize this prayer, and we are looking at January, and we are presently trying to carry our father of faith along and all that. This prayer is called to be a collective prayer between the Muslim and Christian. So on that day, every minister of God, both Muslim and Christian, we are meant to gather at Olubadan Stadium. It's going to be session by session. When an Islamic leader pray, a Christian leader will pray, and so on and so forth. So the Lord has decided to achieve this aim by collective prayer by both Muslim and Christian.
Anifowoshe, however, revealed further that failure to conform to the instructions given by God will bring continuous hardship and bloodshed to the country. Sheifumi.
And now, on the foreign scene. The 2 leading candidates in Guinea-Bissau's presidential elections have declared victory, even as the country awaits official results. The camp of Fernando Diaz, seen as the main challenger to President Umaru Sissoco Embalo, was the first to claim victory, when his agents claimed to have gulped more than 50% of the vote. According to elections experts, the competing claims could upset the political climate in the West African country that is prone to army takeovers of power. Taiwan Premier Cho Jung-tai has said that a return to China is not an option for the island's 23 million people after Chinese President Xi Jinping pressed his country's sovereignty claims in a call with the United States President Donald Trump. Xi earlier told Donald Trump that Taiwan's return to China at the end of the World War II was a key part of Beijing's vision for the world order. However, Taiwan's democratically elected government strongly rejects China's stance. Likewise, China offered Taiwan a one-country, two-systems model, but has also been rejected by President Lai Ching-te. Russia has launched overnight missile and drone attacks on Kiev, killing 6 people after Ukraine launched a counterattack on Russia's Rostov region, killing 3 people, according to authorities. The heightened attacks came after United States President Donald Trump initially gave Kiev until November 27 to respond to his proposal to end the fighting. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry said it had also intercepted and destroyed 249 Ukrainian drones overnight. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who welcomed the original U.S. plan to end the fighting, has now threatened to seize more Ukrainian territory if Kiev walks away from the negotiation. And now to sport. Arsenal winger Bukayo Saka has spoken with pride about his Nigerian heritage, crediting the cultural values of his Yoruba parents for shaping his character and approach to life. Born in London to Nigerian parents, Saka has consistently embraced his dual heritage, describing it as central to his personal values and worldview. In a recent interview, Saka reflected on the influence of his background, noting how the principles instilled by his parents continue to guide him on and off the pitch. The winger credits many aspects of his discipline, humility, and professionalism to the traditional Nigerian values passed down by his parents, which he says remains central to his identity. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I am Olusegun Fawole. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.